Hello, KMA land. It's KMA Sports Director Derek Martin. It is July. I'm growing my flavor saver out again. And it's almost time for the state softball tournament. The Treynor Cardinals, last year's state champions, heading back to the state softball tournament. Been so busy with softball and baseball games that today's Wednesday Word is an exclusive one-time interview with all 6 Treynor seniors, a group that I call the greatest senior class softball-wise in the history of Treynor. And I'm going to go ahead and say it now, the greatest softball senior class in the history of Southwest Iowa. Won the state title last year, their 3rd consecutive trip to the state tournament. That group includes Lexis Rogers, Emmaline McNeal, also Emma Fiene, Madison Keysor, Kate Killinger, and, of course, Chelsea Cooper. We'll be back with them here in just a little bit. Also on the back end of our Wednesday Word interviews that you've already seen from earlier this week with Laura Hempel and their head coach, JoEllen Travis. The word today, state. All right, we're talking here with the 6 seniors here for the Treynor Cardinals. First of all, Lexis Rogers, you've been to the state tournament now 3 consecutive years. I guess tell us, compare and contrast, I guess, the feelings of qualifying a 3rd year.
Well, every year is just as exciting as the year before, I guess, but I think it's a little special this year just because we've been through this all together, and it's our senior year, it's our last time, so we want to go out with a bang.
For you, you were an all-tournament team last year, and you're pretty well aware of what goes on at Fort Dodge. I guess the experience like that, is that going to eventually help you?
I think it will. I think that'll help us have like a little more confidence coming in.
For you tonight, this game, man, that was a close one. A little scary. 3-1, couple runners on base, 8 runners, I think, stranded. I guess. What were your thoughts there with that last batter coming to the plate and a couple runners on?
Well, I guess I was actually pretty calm because I definitely have faith in Maddie, and I know that she'll get us through it.
Congratulations. Let's move on to Emmaline McNeal, right?
Yep.
Okay. Emmaline, you're a senior, and you've been through this, and you've been to the Fort Dodge as well. Can you just kind of talk about, the same question to her, just kind of like comparing and contrasting the feelings of going to Fort Dodge 3 straight years?
It's pretty just undescribable. Like, the feelings are just, they're great. They're just hard to explain, and just amazing that we're going to go again. And
Logan Magnolia was very game tonight, 3-1, obviously a close game. Talk about what you guys kind of knew about them, having played them already. Did you figure it would be a close game?
well, we played them before, and the score before was 4-6, I believe. And I don't know, we just came out and we were ready to go, and they were ready to go too. But
what's it like to go to the state tournament with these girls for a third consecutive year and to finish it in Fort Dodge?
it's amazing. It's great. I don't know. It's just.
That works. Amazing works. Let's go to Madison Keysor now. 13 strikeouts for you tonight, Madison, and allowed 1 run, stranded 8. So you had more base runners than you're kind of used to, possibly. But I guess what was that last strikeout like for you?
Pretty much kind of like Emmaline said, undescribable. You know, as a senior going into it, you have to play every game like it's your last, and knowing that even though I have faith in any one of my fielders that they could have got that last out, it feels great myself getting that last out.
First person you hugged when you won the state championship was Kate. First person you hugged today was Kate. I guess so you guys kind of share a little special bond there, pitcher to catcher. Talk about that.
Yeah, like before, we've grown up together since about 7th grade. You know, we started pitching, catching together, and that's kind of how we met. So it's definitely been a bonding experience for us, and we've just grown to be best friends over that.
Talk about that Logan Magnolia lineup. Scrappy bunch there. They saw a lot of pitches. Other than the last thing, they were swinging everything. But I guess, what did you expect to see from them? Was this what you expected?
We expected big hitters coming into it, and I knew that I can't do it all myself. I have my defense behind me, which I have confidence in every single one of them, like I said. And so that helps me a lot at the plate because I know that if and when they hit the ball, then I have confidence out there that they can get those outs.
All right, well, congratulations, Madison. Let's move on to Kate. Kate, what was that first hug like for you again?
Exhilarating. I mean, that feeling that you know you're going to state and you and your best friend and your team got there together. It's a great feeling.
Again, Logan Magnolia, very scrappy bunch up there. They obviously saw a lot of pitches. They were, like I said, they're scrappy. I think that's a pretty good word to say. I guess, what was your plan behind the plate against that lineup?
Well, we knew they were a great team coming into the game, and they're going to run the bases, so our plan was just try and hold them up as much as we could.
It's a little different this year. Last year, nobody expected you to do what you did. This year, they're probably going to be expecting to do the same thing you did last year. What's that like?
You can tell the target is much bigger this year, but I think our team is really great at handling the pressure and comes, and we're going to show up and perform our best.
Congratulations, Kate. Let's go to Chelsea. Chelsea Cooper, courtesy runner extraordinaire. Stole a lot of bases this year. Talk about that role and what what your role is. You're on base. You got to steal the base. You got to get home. Tell us about that.
Well, it's just like it's my role. I have to do what I can do for the team, and when Kate gets on base, I just have to run for her.
Kind of the same situation that I asked the first couple of girls. It's like trying to compare and contrast this. I mean, does it ever get boring?
No. There's always something interesting that happens.
Going to Fort Dodge in the final game you'll ever play is at Fort Dodge, I guess. Can you kind of even put that into words?
No, it's kind of sad, but we're going to end with a bang.
At least it didn't end here, right?
Right.
Emma Fiene, first baseman. Emma, just talk a little bit about this one. I look like you were crying there a little after the game. What was that just because you're going to be able to play the last several games with these girls?
Yeah, definitely. I think this year going to state is so much more special because of everything we've been through as a team and as 6 seniors, and it's so important that we get to end where we get to end and possibly where it all started together, so it's pretty exciting.
For you, I was just looking at some numbers. You have 25 walks now this season. And I don't know if you know anything about me. I'm big on walks. On-base percentage is big with me. I guess talk about what your goal is every time you come to the plate.
When I step up to the plate, my goal is to not swing at anything I don't like. I always want to make that pitcher work, and I always want to find my perfect pitch because hopefully that'll help my hitting percentage and that'll put me and move my runners around.
This Logan Magnolia, I keep saying, they're a scrappy bunch because they were, I guess. Did you expect this to be kind of a close one and down to the last batter like it was?
Oh, definitely. We knew it was going to be a tough game, and we knew everybody was going to come out gung-ho, and that's what we expected to play like, too. We were ready for the test, and they were a great team. They were fun to play. Last
year, championship chasing was the hashtag. You guys got anything more original, or are you just going to stick with that?
I don't know. We'll have to talk about it on the ride home tonight. We'll see.
Sounds good. Great job, Emma, and girls. We'll see you there. Coach JoEllen Travis, you've done this 4 times now since 06, 07 or so? 06? 07, okay. And then 3 times in a row, I guess. Can you kind of compare and contrast? Are they all the same, or what's the difference?
Well, the feeling of making state's the same. It doesn't matter when it happens. I think this year is a little more sweet just because of the pressure. I think the pressure that everybody, I think the girls had a lot of pressure on them, a lot of expectations. Coming into the season, the expectations were very high, almost astronomically high. That's hard to achieve. You don't go through the season undefeated. If you really look at the season, it's very similar to last season in our record, in our losses, the types of losses that we had. But I think that this game kind of solidified, I think, the core of our team. We were not that sharp. I didn't think we were sharp in the field. I don't even think Madison pitched her best game. But I think that as a team, they worked through all those situations and didn't get too rattled and got the outs when we needed them.
You mentioned having that big target and the astronomical expectations, probably some of my fault. But I guess...
I'll blame you.
Was it a tough year? I mean, were there some hard points?
It was, and I've talked to other coaches that have across the state that have gone through this situation, and they have always, every single one of them, said the year after is the toughest, for the various reasons that I had stated before. But it is, and I guess I didn't realize the amount of pressure yourself. As a coach, I put a lot of pressure on myself. I probably put too much pressure on the girls at the beginning. They weren't necessarily having fun playing the game. And I think as the season went along, we got a little looser and started having some fun and started seeing, we can do this, even though we don't have Alex or we don't have, we're not necessarily playing our best. And I just think that shows a lot of character on the girls' side.
Well, you don't have Alex, but tonight you had Laura Hempel, and she looked a little Alex Snyder-like with that infield single, steal second, steal third, score in the wild pitch. Can you talk about what she's doing for you?
Yeah, Laura has come in mid-season and done an excellent job. She, as you know, she's a good athlete all the way around, state track and volleyball and basketball. And I just needed to find a place for her where she's comfortable and where she can be successful. And I think that she's finally gotten to that. She's a little apprehensive to start with. She's almost too nice. I want her to get a little more of an edge to her. But I think that she's doing a nice job.
They had a lot of base runners tonight. Stranded 8, I think, and then stranded 2 in the 5th, 6th, and 7th. So those were tying runs on base. I guess anybody you'd rather have with the ball in the circle than Madison?
No, Madison, again, with her experience that she had from the previous year, carries through. She doesn't show emotion on the mound. She stays calm and stays in the situation and stays focused on the task at hand, and did an excellent job. I think that shows for the team too. If there were that many base runners that were left for Logan, the team worked through those situations and didn't get rattled.
Coach, we will see you for 3 more games next week in Fort Dodge.
Yeah, thank you. Hopefully we'll see you. We'll see you for 3 definitely, but hopefully the whole week. That's what we're shooting for.
With Laura Hempel. Laura, big individual performance for you in that. I don't know what inning it was, like 5th, I think it was, where you got on an infield single, you stole second, you stole third, you come home on a wild pitch. I guess talk a little bit about that round trip around the bases.
I just knew I had to get around the bases and get more on the board so that we were cushioned a little bit.
That's kind of Alex Snyder-like right there. Hitting in the leadoff spot, playing center field. You made a great play defensively. Talk about maybe, I know you're not trying to be Alex Snyder, but maybe trying to fill a hole there.
Yeah, I know it was a big shoes to fill, so I know I just have to do my best and make the catches I need to make.
Tell me what you saw during that defensive play. Courtney Evia hits that line drive out there with a couple girls on base. Looked like it may have been able to score 2 if it gets over your head, but you made the play.
Yeah, that one wasn't dropping, and so I knew I had to hustle back and jump up and catch it.
Obviously, you were on the team last year that won the state championship, but now you're playing a much bigger role this year going to states, I guess. So what's that like for you?
Well, we got a good group of seniors, so it's nice to be able to get a win for them, and they're just good groups. So
congratulations. We'll see you there on Monday, all right?
Thank you.